last night that the lockdown period is extended up to April 30, and I hope it's not giving us too much depression or anxiousness or fear or whatever. We can just think that this extension of the lockdown period is an opportunity for us to again to lengthen our silence, our solitude, our times for prayer, and hopefully that would be the expected outcome or result of this extension. But I hope everyone is in his or her high spirits, and especially that we are on a Holy Week mode. You know, the Holy Week will not be uh, limited to this lockdown. The Holy Week will not stop in making this week holy. For now, we just had our Vespers. I with my classmates. It's a group Vespers through group chat, messenger, and we just finished it. And earlier this afternoon, our most reverend Socrates Villegas of the Archdiocese of Lingayen, Dagupan. It's an online retreat. This is one of a kind. I've never heard of in making the presence of God felt, even though we are in this crisis. We seem to forget about God, about going to church, or maybe it's really in our mind, but we can't do it because we are stuck up in this situation. But let's just think that by staying at home, we are elect to listen to some reflections, to some inputs, to make God alive in our hearts. We will give our time to go into the deepest recesses of our hearts and feel God and reconnect with God. In this online retreat, in the morning, what we'll have is we'll have an input at 9 a.m. in the morning by Father Sok. And then after the input, we'll have some silencing. So individually, we'll have a prayer period, we'll have a dialogue with the Lord. And then after that dialogue, at around 10:30 a.m., registered participants belonging to a group of maybe 4 or 5 or 6 participants, and there will be one facilitator to help them. And there will be guide questions they can reflect upon, and each one will have the chance to. There's an option if if you're not comfortable with the group sharing, you can actually also join. So we have priests and nuns, sisters, and brother seminarians who can join us, who can accompany the group sharing or the individual consultation, the spiritual direction. Then the participant will have a time for journaling to jot down the important events of this day, of the day, and then the highlights, maybe, or their insights, or how God talked to them. So participants are encouraged to have their own notebook or a journal and pen with them. And then after the journaling, maybe around 4 o'clock onwards, depending on the time of the liturgical services in the parishes, the participants are given the time also to participate in their parish activities. You see, every Holy Thursday we have washing of the feet, but the church will forego that activity first, but highly encouraged to join because that is the most important part of the day. The celebration of the liturgy, the Mass of the Lord's Supper on a Thursday, and then the liturgy on a Good Friday, and then hopefully we'll have you will have your. And then in the evening at around 9 p.m., the participants also individually will have their consciousness examined. Some sort of a balik tanaw. So what happened during the day? What were the good things? What were the bad things? Participants also will have the time for sharing their realizations through Facebook. So that is the usual schedule for our Holy Week retreat. However, because of some uh, time that needs to be, because of some liturgy that needs to be celebrated at an earlier time, then there will just be a rearrangement of this schedule. But somehow this is the general flow of our online retreat. And yeah, especially Friday. And if you would like to check on the schedules, just go and visit and like Paghilom Facebook page, Paghilom, an online Holy Week retreat with Father Sok Villegas. Come and check, come and join, come and participate. Now, I wouldn't be inviting you anymore to this Holy Week uh, online retreat because that will be superfluous. You know, Father Sok already uh, sent his invitation, and even Enchong D himself has posted his invitational video for us to join this Holy Week retreat. So I think I don't need to invite you once again, but what I'd like to leave with you now is uh, I hope that we will all celebrate our Holy Week meaningfully with Christ reigning in our hearts, even though He's going through His passion and death during those days. And eventually, on Easter Sunday, we will all be reminded that Christ really reigns. Despite the COVID 19 pandemic, Christ is still the King of the universe, and Christ lives. Christ lives. So that would be my message for you to celebrate this Holy Week meaningfully. Well, this online with the prayer times, with the prayer periods, with the journaling, probably what you will not just have uh, the opportunity to join is the group sharing because the participants are pre-selected already and we have a limited number of group facilitators. So there will also be a limited number of pre-registered participants for the group sharing. Anyway, that would be all. I wish you a happy uh, lockdown and home quarantine period, a happy extension of this home quarantine. This is an opportunity for us to lengthen our prayer times, our solitude, our bonding time with our families. So let's all celebrate the Holy Week meaningfully. Christ will not be defeated by any lack. Thank you.